let me get into some of my pre-show notes here. So we had, let's see, Alexa, yes, I married my husband 3 months after we met. Before that, you dated a few guys in LA when you just moved to the country from Venezuela. Major cultural shock. So what was the cultural shock when it comes to dating, from dating in Venezuela to dating in Los Angeles, which is the mecca of degeneracy?
Yeah. I couldn't get to know anyone in person. Everybody kept telling me you need to have a dating app, and that's not how I work in my country. It feels extremely weird and impersonal to trying to meet someone through an app.
That is authentic.
Which is so normal in here. So it was a little bit of a shock. To see how that works in here, because it's so normal. In Venezuela, that's not how it works. You just go introduce yourself, or you kind of like, hey, you want to have a beer? That was very strange.
You also said there were cultural differences between dating a Latino and dating a white person dating in LA. So what's the difference between dating a Latino and dating a white boy?
Latin culture is known for, there's a lot of machismo, which let me explain that. There is negative, there's a negative type of being a machista. I am all about masculinity and the men leading, but then what happened in Latin culture is the man became this person who has completely, and it's a totalitarian figure on the marriage or on the families. And there's also the constant cheating on the wife, and it becomes like a normal thing.
Is that common?
In Latin?
Infidelity?
Yes, okay. It's very common, unfortunately. And
like they have mistresses?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very common and becomes a normal thing, and I always knew I didn't want that for myself. And
you said there's a lot of machismo.
Yes.
And then what was it with the men, like being in charge of the relationship? Or?
Yeah, which I'm not against of that. Against of it. Actually, my husband is the leader in our house.
Yeah.
What I'm against to is when you say something earlier about
being co-partners.
Yes. And making decisions together, and at the end of the day, the husband has the last word for it.
The final say.
But in a machista marriage, there is no even a talking. There is no what matters for my wife, how she feels about it. There's none of that, and I always knew I didn't want that for myself.
Well, he's essentially acting as a single man.
Yes, and then exactly. So you go outside, you have beers, you cheat on your wife, you come on next day at 6 a.m. drunk. Yeah. And I don't think that's good. That's what a lot of people back in my country, a lot of girls have daddy issues because the father is not present. Yes.
Huh. I have actually a question for the panel here that's going to be sort of related to your thing. So you're from Venezuela, which still is a socialist country, correct?
Yes.
Anybody here have any socialist, Marxist leanings?
He's looking at me.
Around the table? Any communists?
I could say why it's bad.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, I start with you, then we go around the table. So.
No.
So like, full steam ahead, capitalism, love it.
Well, I don't love it, but
it's
what we have.
Is it the best system?
I don't know.
You don't have any. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong impression. A little bit socialist. A little bit anti-capitalist. Just a teeny bit.
Wait, do you know the definition of them?
Not exactly, no. I don't.
Just tell us you're a communist. It's okay. You can say it. This is a safe space. It's a safe space.
Well, I'll go, but.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't know enough about any of the parties to really define myself by one. I just know what I believe.
Which is what?
I don't know.
Well, you just said you know. Hold on.
Are you know what she believes, like as in communist,
living,
like
in the country
socialism?
with the way that it is economically, stuff like that.
I feel like it could be better. It's obviously not perfect.
Yeah.
So any leanings?
She says it could be better, but she probably just doesn't know how. So it's hard to like define like what you agree with when you don't really know.
Would you prefer a different system to be in place?
Like what? What exactly
Either
would be changed?
socialism or communism.
Would you
In
prefer,
place of our current system, capitalism.
Like a bigger government or a smaller?
Would you prefer either socialism or communism in place of the current capitalist system in the United States?
I don't think so. I think we could just
Okay.
have a better democracy.
Better democracy. Okay. What would that look like? I'm just. What does that mean? A better democracy?
Like maybe
Like a
the vote
dictatorship?
of the people could have more sway in how things are done.
Okay. So is that a direct democracy? Because don't we have,
Yeah, it's a-
we're a republic, or what is it? A
We're a
representative
constitutional republic.
Constitutional republic. Okay. What about you?
Could you repeat the question?
Like full-blown Marxist?
No. Okay. Well, if to be like for real, I don't know. I kind of like the way that, I do like capitalism, because if you think about it, like try to start like a small business, that's not really something that you could do in like a socialist country. So. What does that mean?
I prefer capitalism. Me too. I'm also like an economics and accounting major, so it kind of like goes with that. But yeah, I'm not.
So you know.
So I know.
She knows.
She knows.
She knows.
Capitalism.
Same.
Capitalism.
Okay, I was trying to get you a little something there, but unfortunately.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm happy to hear that though, because I have met people in the past here that they hate United States. They don't want to be here anymore. Exactly.
definitely
And
don't
I
understand what
would
they're
love
saying.
to give them a ticket to my country for a week. And then they can,
Out you go.
they can experience life over there and then come back and tell me how they feel about it.
Yep.
It's just, I think people who hates capitalism and they don't appreciate what they have here is because they have it too easy and they never have a real struggle.
They're too
And
closed-minded. basically.
They're just too comfortable.
Well,
so
they also just don't have any other experience.
Exactly.
So actually, I can speak a little bit to this. My parents actually live in North Africa right now. So I lived there for 3.5 years. And I mean, it's a third world country. It's what is it? A constitutional monarchy.
What is Marruecos?
Yeah, Morocco.
Okay.
So I lived there for 3.5 years, and I've seen what dictatorship or monarchy does to a country. I've traveled all over the world, and I know what these different types of social systems, socioeconomic systems. I know the toll it takes on a country, and yeah, my parents talk about it all the time, and people over there talk about it all the time, that they would give anything to be able to be in the position that we're in.
Oh,
this country.
absolutely.